Visit newcastleairport.com or your local travel agent and book today. Newcastle Airport, official sponsors of the Eagles women's team.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Virtue Arena for today's Betty Cardona Trophy game. It's a group stage game, but as we all should know by now, the winner of this will advance to the semi-finals. So it is a huge game between the visiting Caledonia Gladiators and the hometown Newcastle Eagles. Alongside me as ever, I have Dave Elderkin. And Dave, your first thoughts, please.
Well, I think that you've outlined the simple scenario there. Winner takes all, in the sense of moving to the semi-final. What can we expect in this game? Well, both teams lost to Sheffield, but the Eagles by a much bigger margin than the Caledonia Gladiators did. But both teams also beat Manchester, and I think I'll start there because I thought that the Eagles' performance in that final quarter of the game against Manchester was absolutely superb, and I think that is obviously a positive going into this game here, whereas Caledonia, I thought, struggled last week with the pressure defence from the Sheffield Hatters, so hopefully that's a good sign, but you never know. Which players should we look out for? Well, obviously on the Caledonia side, Anastasia Warren is leading them with 21.7 points a game. Had a particularly good game against Sheffield when they were really struggling, and tried very much to keep them in the game. And obviously everybody's favourite here, ex-favourite here, Cherry, is also racking in 16 points a game. I've mentioned that final quarter against Manchester, and I'll pick out two of the Eagles players I thought were outstanding in that. Obviously Andrea Daly hit some big points in that game. She's playing 30 minutes, averaging 16 a game, but I also thought she was well assisted, no pun intended, by Alyssa Marin, who scored 14 points in that late surge. So we can expect, I think, a pretty close game today, particularly as the nice crowd in again backing up the Eagles. The Eagles are at full strength apart from Jada Dapper, so hopefully we should have a very entertaining and high-scoring game.
Yeah, good points all, Dave, as usual. And I think the big one for me is Jada Dapper not being available for the Eagles. I mean, averaging 15.5 points and 10.5 rebounds a game. It's a lot to cover, and I know she was looking forward to having actually Mark and Tierra Hodges, good friends from when they played together for a season at the Eagles a couple of years back. But the Eagles, as you mentioned, apart from that, are at full strength because all their visa sort of issues and that have been sorted out. So we'll be looking for Andrea Daly, who is averaging 16.5 points a game, but an unbelievable 15 rebounds a game as well, which is tremendous. Shania Lucas is now into the game. She's averaging 13.5 points. And Maria Mongomo, who is almost a player you sleep on at times, 11.5 and 7.5 rebounds. Just backing up the stats that you gave about Tierra Hodges and Anastasia Warren, we also have Matilda Dominic, who's 14 points and 5.3 assists, and Bryn Masakewicz, who has got 12.5 points and 5.5 rebounds, who's only played the last couple of games. She's only recently come in. So the teams are coming out for the start of the game. I'll give you the starting five, starting with the Caledonia Gladiators. They go number 3, Bryn Masakewicz, number 7, Matilda Dominic, number 10, Maura Fitzpatrick, number 12, Anastasia Warren, and number 15, Tierra Hodges, and who's also the captain. For the Eagles, it's number 1, Alicia Marin, number 7, Shanique Lucas, number 12, Maria Mongomo, number 15, Sarah Wells, and number 22, Andrea Daly. I think as well, Dave, it's still very, very early days, isn't it? Both these teams only haven't played the 3 competitive games.
One of the issues you always have early season at the moment in British basketball is the number of changeovers. Here at the Eagles, the men have changed 6, 7 or 8 or whatever, and the women a similar number. It's very, very difficult for coaches to plan their pre-season when players come in with that number of changes, but you would expect by now it would have settled down, and this should be a highly competitive game because both these teams should want to join the Sheffield Hatters into the semi-finals.
Tip was won by Daly, but it's Caledonia who picked it up with Dominger, who was superb in the trophy final against Auckland, got the MVP. Hodges into Masikiewicz. Strong move by the big girl inside, and that's 2 points for the Caledonia Gladiators, who immediately put a press on as well.
Yeah, well, I expected the first part that she would post up a smaller player, but I didn't expect that they would come out with a full court press. But obviously it's designed to knock the Eagles out of the rhythm, and it's certainly done that because they've had to readjust their offense.
Mongomo for three is good.
Well,
Maria Mongomo knocks down the three.
Don't think they've read the scouting report about the open night here when she shot the lights out from 3 point.
Three from the opposite corner is no good. Alyssa Marin gets in, but Tierra Hodges tidies us up. Dominger travelled, didn't put the ball down before she stepped. Looks at her coach just nods. Chantel Handy.
Well, that must be a good sign because Chantel rarely agrees with the officials.
Alicia Marin brings the ball up, hustled all the way by Anastasia Warren. Mongomo tried to set a screen, but Marin set it away. Mongomo, is she going to attack? Or she's put the 2 point up, didn't make it, and that'll be an Eagles ball.
Well, I think the defensive strategy from the Gladiators is pretty simple. They're going to maintain full court pressure on the Eagles. Won't just be Daly, they'll be particularly thinking of Alyssa Marin because she shot the lights out in a Bucks game against Loughborough University the other night.
Lucas to Mongomo. Masikiewicz moves across, Mongomo drives on her and is fouled by Masikiewicz.
Well, that was your typical smaller player taking on a big, tried to outsprint her, didn't do it, so she just slowed her 2 steps and that caused the contact.
Yeah, I think she's a very smart player, Mongomo. Very smart player indeed. I mean, she played for Freiburg in Switzerland last year and played Champions League basketball.
Yeah, played at a high level.
Yeah. She'll go at the line for 2. Makes the first.
I mean, the Bucks game on Wednesday will be good for Alicia Marin because they had the weekend off last week. So for keeping her in shape, and I think there's been a bit of joint training going on this week with the women's teams in the area. So the Eagles should be well prepared for this.
Masikiewicz gets the ball inside from Dominger. Dominger again gets it back. Anastasia Warren thought about the 3, but decided not to shoot it.
Yeah, Daly doing a fantastic job on the interior defence.
Dominger shots too hard. Sarah Wells takes the rebound, but good pressure by Hodges and Warren and Fitzpatrick, and
well,
steps outside.
That's very unusual, Jeff, that you would double team the person who takes the rebound because you leave a numeric advantage further down the court, but it certainly worked then. I think it took Sarah Wells by surprise.
As Warren turns the corner and it's offensive foul call. I believe if that's going to be on Masikiewicz, that'll be our second. And it is. So she comes out. And we get 22, Amanda Okadoga.
I thought Amanda is much simpler to pronounce than Okadoba. I thought she had a pretty good game against the Hatters actually.
Yeah, she's a decent player.
Good substitution for them, especially to protect the big centre for the second half.
Mongomo kicks it out, Daly comes inside, kicks it back out to Sarah Wells for 3, just off the rim. Okadoga takes her first rebound. Warren into Hodges, turnaround jump shot is no good. Daly takes the rebound. Helter Skelter, very fast pace early on. Daly will try to go all the way, off the glass for 2. 7 points for the Eagles in a row.
I'm impressed by that one there from Andrea Daly because it wasn't the easiest of put-ins.
Okadogo doesn't put it in. Dominger goes to the basket, doesn't make it. little bit untidy, but the Gladiators managed to recycle. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hodges will drive to all the way to the basket, but Daly blocks her. Superb block by Andrea Daly. And the referees are just going to check the shot clock here because it did reset the 24. Trying to work out where it's going to go all the way down to 1.2.
Yep. You look at one end, it looks like a 12, but at the other end, it's clearly a 1.2.
You have to. Our eyes are not as young as they used to be, Dave, are they? Dominger to inbound to Hodges. Hodges has to put the shot straight up. It's off the rim. It didn't actually hit the rim. Great play by Daly. Gets it to Lucas. Shanique Lucas. Oh, what a pass that was. But great defense by Anastasia Warren initially. What a pass it was. Shanique Lucas sort of almost threw her legs. I don't know what it was.
I think the Caledonian coach has a case there. She's screaming for a travel.
Yeah.
But at the moment, frantic tempo, which actually is working in favour of the Eagles. I'm particularly impressed by the way they're getting out on the break.
Well, without giving state secrets away, and if anybody's watched this Eagles side, I've watched them in practice. That's the way they practice. It's full speed all game, if they can manage it. Shanique Lucas goes back as Andrea Daly makes the first. Second is off. Hodges takes a rebound and gives it to Dominger. Really good point guard, this French girl. Hodges off to Warren. Eagles trying to do a job on Warren. To say that was a long time in the paint there by Okadoga.
I think as long as there's action, officials are very generous about the 3 seconds. It's when somebody parks themselves in there and there's no real action that they tend to kick the 3-second call in. At the moment, I'm impressed with the officials. They're just simply letting the players get on with it. Everybody on the Eagles bench will be impressed with the officials because the opposition is carrying 3 fouls already after just 4, well, not even 4 minutes.
Hannah Robb obviously into the game for Maura Fitzpatrick. He was looking to inbound. Marin manages to get away from a marker. Turns Warren. Mongomo into Andrea Daly from the key. Didn't make the shot though.
She had more space than I think she shot there. She shot quite hurriedly and didn't really follow through on the shot.
Robin Lewis will come in.
Well, at the moment, one of my favourite players, who's Hannah Robb, has not really been involved in this game at all. And what she normally brings to this team is bags of energy.
Douglas takes Warren. Anastasia Warren hasn't really got going either. At the moment, Eagles doing a good job, particularly Mongomo on her. Mismatch there in the middle. That's going to be an and one. It's going to be a foul on Andrea Daly inside.
I'm hearing calls for a charge, but I think that was the correct call. And I think if it hadn't been called, there would have been the possibility of a flop against the Eagles.
Hodges makes 2, she'll go to the line for an extra 1. Makes the first, because he makes the first of 2, but it was an and 1 play, so she makes it a 3-point play.
Well, when I was praising the Eagles, there was a nice comfortable 6-point lead, and that's now shut down to 1.
Mongomo for 3, that one's off.
That's an unusual shot, isn't it, that she shoots off her right shoulder.
Yeah, very much so, but
very effective.
As we saw, as you mentioned it in the Eagles pre-season, when they had a 3-point competition between the men and the women, and Maria Mongomo absolutely shot the lights out, didn't she?
I mean, for the people who are interested in these technical things, you normally want to shoot to align the ball with the shooting hand, the shooting elbow, and the hip being in a straight line. But She doesn't shoot that way at all, but still effective.
Shanique Lucas tried to turn Robin Lewis. Mongomo drives to the basket, and it's good for two. Maria Mongomo off to a flying start. 7 of the Eagles' first 10 points.
Well, that's a part of a game I don't think we've seen so far this season. Taking on one-on-one, getting to the basket, got her head down, saw the driving lane and took it.
It was a big collision between Marin and Hodges. Nothing called.
I know, but the way this game's being called, Jeff, I don't think they're going to call that.
Yep.
If they're going to call anything, that would have been a flop. They're allowing them to play, which is good.
Hodges getting a lot of rebounds. Robin Lewis going to the basket, doesn't get it, gets her own rebound, and this time it's a jump ball. Chantal Handy, as you said, normally with against the officials, and she's had to go 2 of them now, so she's probably going to pick the third one.
It's in the coaching manual, isn't it? You're responsible for having a word with the ref from time to time. You just got to make sure you don't overdo it.
The thing is, though, it's so difficult to see inside. You hope the referees have got the best. There's Alyssa Marin. Oh, what a great move! And it's the second one is a foul. What a great move it was by Alyssa Marin, and then into Andrea Daly, who spotted Sarah Wells, who cut to the basket and was fouled as she tried to do the reverse layup.
Again, there was a massive amount of physical contact in that play from both sides that didn't get called. Great refereeing.
Sarah Wells at the line now. Makes the first. The noise in here is very loud. Everybody, both benches, all the fans, players. Sarah Wells makes 2 from 2. Maura Fitzpatrick is back in. Sierra Hodges takes a break. I'll tell you a little story about Sierra Hodges if I get a chance as well, dear. Robin Lewis bouncing that ball, it's almost coming back over her head, it's bounced that high. Oh, Doug makes the basket. We'll have to try and work out that pronunciation.
Just try Amanda.
Andrea Daly has the ball. It's going to be a jump ball. Great defense by both sides. Eagles leading 12 to 9. It's really, really, really intense. Dominica back on. Andrea Daly takes a seat. Chloe Gaynor comes on. Anastasia Warren sits down. Owen stands up, obviously, with Chloe Gaynor on the court. Robin Lewis turns the corner. Dominica try to find Dogger. Yeah, in. No, not Chloe Gaynor tidies up. Gives it to Sarah Wells. I do like Sarah Wells' competitiveness. That's going to be a foul on Robin Lewis. Hand check given. Caledonia in the penalty, so Sarah Wells will go at the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah's come a long way, hasn't she? I mean, we go back just over a year's time, and she stepped onto the floor here in her first game in England, and in 1 minute she was injured and she was out for months. But she's proved that she's a good player. Not just her ability in terms of offense and defense, but she shows a lot of leadership as well.
I think that's one of the things that impresses me about this Eagles side. They have got a few people who are sort of leaders. You look, Zoe Willis and Sarah Wells and Maria Mongomo.
Yeah, and I think it's important from the Eagles as well, particularly with the strategy that Caledonia's got, that Chloe's given herself some early minutes.
That's nice play. Shots well off. Shanique Lucas. Why did I say Lucas?
The Eagles, 2:51 to go, are going to be very pleased with this situation. It's not just that they're leading 14-9, they've only picked up one foul.
Yeah. Alyssa Moran comes over halfway. Mongomo comes out to set the screen. Good screen. Moran right in the key. Missed wide open shot, really. That's going to be a foul. That's a second foul. That's born out of frustration and missing the shot as much as anything, I feel. 2:36 to go, 14-9 Eagles lead. Several of those points have come from the free throw line. Chloe Gaynor being encouraged to put a top on so she can be identified as a coach, not a player. She's decided to put her shooting shirt on the wrong way around. Dominja.
Well, it's better than wearing your vest wrong way around.
Yeah. Dominja puts Patrick, hands off to Lewis. Hodges looking for the pass inside. Hodges burrows in. That's a wild shot, really, by her standards.
Well, it was a tough shot to take, and you've got to give credit to the defender for that. Not only that, she didn't give her a clean look at the basket.
But Gladiators get the ball back because Andrea Daly mishandles.
Yeah, just trying to pass off the dribble, and she realised at the last moment that the receiver wasn't in a good position.
Ella Doherty in the game at the moment as well for the Gladiators. 3-point shot is good by Fitzpatrick. She was left wide open there. And buried it, brings it down to a 2-point game. Chloe Gaynor goes to the subs bench. Obviously seen something she wants to change.
Well, I think the complete breakdown in communication.
Sarah Wells goes dancing through, but can't make the shot, but it is fouled. So it'll be 2 shots. As Anastasia Warren comes back in. I hope the sound's okay for you who are watching via the YouTube channel. It's extremely crackly in my headphones. I can hardly hear whether I can. It's like for those older people, they know Jack Douglas. That's a kind of situation. Sarah Wells 5 of 5 now from the line. Shouldn't have said that. She'll probably miss this one. She does 6 of 6.
Well, your commentator's curse failed miserably then.
Yeah, because I double bluffed it, Dave. 16-12. 1:30 to go. Warren turns the corner, tries to drive in. Good defense by Wells. Doherty lobs it in, and that was a nice play by Hodges.
Everybody in the Eagles team should know how hard she works to get in that position. She really loves to back her defender into the basket, seal them, and then take that shot, high-harking one that's very difficult to block.
So Moran misses her second shot, and then Anastasia Warren took the rebound. Doherty with a left-handed 3. Great rebound by Fitzpatrick, but she can't make the bucket. Mongomo gets the rebound. Chloe Gaynor brings it over halfway.
Fitzpatrick's certainly getting active on the interior of the Eagles defence.
Lucas took that ball in full flight, gives it back to Moran. He's trying to make space. Mongomo called for it inside, didn't get it. Shanique Lucas attacks the basket and is fouled as she does so. It's almost an automatic foul when a player attacks the basket in this game.
Well, that wasn't just an attack on the basket, that was an attack on the basket like an Olympian sprinter.
Yeah, she's very quick, isn't she?
She is tremendously quick. She's a quick thinker, she's a quick reactions, and if she takes an outlet pass, she's gone. You've got to get your transition defense in good order when you play against Shanique Lucas.
Oh, wiped his feet several times but didn't drop the first one. Anastasia Warren, by the way, picked up her second foul there. 34 seconds on the clock. Lucas makes the second one. Tough first quarter, 17-14. 2 shots perhaps left in the quarter. Hodges hands off to Warren. Warren back to Dominger. Nice behind the back pass to Fitzpatrick for 3, but it's off, and that's going to be a foul. Pushing the back. 19.
Yeah, they're in the penalty, so bonus shots coming up for the Eagles.
Sarah Birkin about to come on. Alyssa Maron comes out.
Using the first quarter break to give her extra minutes of rest.
Yeah.
Before and possibly after the first quarter break's over.
Lucas makes the first. Eagles have gone the line 14 times in this first quarter.
Wow. You're not suggesting they've only made 2 field goals, are you?
Yep. Well, 3 is it? I think it's 3. Yeah. So 19-14, because they missed 2 free. They haven't not on 100%. That's going to be off. And great rebound by Sarah Wells. She tries to break free. But buzzer goes before she has a chance to get the shot off. And a breathless first quarter. No timeouts called. Plenty of substitutions. Plenty of fouls. Particularly on the Gladiators side, and it's 19-14 to the Eagles.
Well, I think that's an issue Chantel Handy will be put in prime there. Is girls, we've got to try and keep this pressure on without fouling. They've sent the Eagles to the charity stripe so many times, and that's a big part of why the Eagles are leading 19-14. But we've got a cracking game here. It's a winner takes all. Befittingly, both teams have come out with a positive attitude, high intensity. And more than anything else, and I'm amazed that I'm going to say this, but I think the referees have allowed the game to flow as much as they possibly can.
Just a quick look at this. The scorer, Sarah Wells, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. That's a really good effort from her. All 6 points from the free throw line. Maria Mongomo at 7 out of the first 10 points for the Eagles. The only other scorers, Shanique Lucas with 3 and Andrea Daly with 3. For the Gladiators, it's much more across the board. Ogodogha has got 4 points. She leads the scorers. Fitzpatrick with 3, Hodges with 3. Hodges has also got 3 rebounds.
Well, I think in terms of the stats, I don't think that there's anything that's outstanding, but not outstanding, but it's interesting that the Eagles have got 4 fast break points and the Caledonia have not been able to get their transition going at all, or if they've got it going, then they haven't been able to convert at the end of it.
You look as well, and she'll probably end up with 25 points because I'm going to say this, but Anastasia Warren, we mentioned, nearly averaging 22 points a game. She's played 8 minutes and only managed to get 1 3-point shot off. So obviously the Eagles
Well, obviously the scouting situation on both sides has been working very well, hasn't it? I mean, in terms of, Andrea Daly, after that great performance last week, 3 points. Great defence from the Caledonia Gladiators. But as you've just said, their top scorer been well controlled.
So it'll be Eagles ball to start the second quarter. I do hope that the sound's okay at home. It's certainly not okay in my ears. It keeps breaking up and Dave keeps dropping out as well. But we'll keep going, see what we can get sorted. As the Eagles will inbound with Shanique Lucas to Alyssa Maron. And we're off again. Maron guarded by Robin Lewis. Now Hannah Robb on Sarah Wells. Lucas, we just missed one there, possibly. Andrea Daly kicks it well out. Mongomo can't sound. Eagles got a little bit disjointed there, Dave. They seem to be on top of each other almost.
I think obviously Coach Handy's been getting into these players during that timeout. She said to him, we said we're going to keep pressure on them and that's what we must do, and they certainly put a lot of pressure on them on that defence.
Hodges to Fitzpatrick. Nice pass in by Hannah Robb, but they didn't notice the 24-second. I think that's... Oh, it's 9:26 on the game clock, so that seems to mean that 24 seconds must have expired.
Well,
I don't know if it was 24 seconds, and that'll be an Eagles ball.
There's something
Oh,
went, something.
no.
Well, I think everybody in the building thinks there was something wrong with that call there, as far as 24 seconds concerned. Everybody was surprised how quickly that 24-second went, let's put it that way.
Well, they've turned the ball over there, and they've only put 14 seconds on. I'm not really sure what this... Rob for 3 is good. And then the Eagles throw the ball away again. Carelessness from the Eagles there.
I mean, I said before, Hannah Robb, one of my favourite players, it's all about the energy she does, but she's also can knock down those shots if you leave her that wide open.
Eagles lead by 2, but they're on defence. Hodges will go around Lucas. Ball movement was much faster there. Dominger going in. Again, ball movement. Hannah Robb goes in. Lovely play. That was lovely basketball by the Caledonia Gladiators. Didn't get the reward though.
Great ball movement.
But they got the offensive rebound. Comes back to Hodges for 3. No good. Andrea Daly takes the rebound. And she's off to the races. Thought she was going to go coast to coast, but she gives it to Marin in the corner. And Alyssa Marin knocks down the 3. Her first points of the game. Well, this is a really high quality game at the moment here. Here's Robb for 3 again. Not in this time. Hodges and, well, it's Alyssa Marin who comes out with the rebound in front of Hodges. That's excellent work by Marin.
And she's having to protect the ball against a lot of physical pressure as well.
Maria Mongo. Luke Owen is off the bench, trying to spread the team out because Montgomery wanted to go and she ended up going but didn't make the shot. 22-17, 8 minutes to go in the half. Hodges hands off to Robb. Gladiators on the attack again. Fitzpatrick, nice pass. Dominger turned down the 3, decided to drive hard into the key, and she made a left-handed floater. What a really good play. And that's going to be a black ball. Subs both sides. Oko Dogger is back on, and Chloe Gaynor comes back on. Andrea Daly comes out, and Tierra Hodges comes out. Probably because they're battling each other. They both need a rest from each other. Good ball call, arrow in the favour of the Gladiators. So a lot of real committed defence on both sides of the ball here, Dave. You can tell what both teams know what's at stake.
That's right. It's living up to its winner takes all.
Okadogo gets inside. She will try to go to the basket. Great block by Sarah Wells from behind. Marin comes away with it. Robin Lewis has been all over Marin, and great defense by Robin Lewis. Rob goes hard, throws it inside. Okadogo inside, trying to get free. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Dominger finds the lane, floats it up, doesn't go.
Yeah, I'll be amazed if Coach Hanley doesn't call a timeout here, because she got really irate with the players there, because they had a great wing-to-wing swing flow going to knock the Eagles defence out the sink, and then they just for some unknown reason held it up at the point, and it took all the momentum out of that offence.
Well, this is a battle and a half, isn't it? Robin Lewis and Alyssa Marin.
Yeah.
Eagles meanwhile trying to find some space inside. Chloe Gaynor tries to play a pass. Well, Shanique Lucas was unbelievably quick in getting to the rebound there, but couldn't miss the layup though.
This is happening a lot with all this pressure going on. I think both teams are giving up wide open looks, continuing their offense and find themselves in a worse position.
Rob comes off the screen and knocks down a three, and this time it's Luke Owen who calls the timeout for the Eagles, and we'll go to an advert.
From basketball to cannonball. Take the plunge with over 300 slam dunk destinations to choose from this season. Visit newcastleairport.com or your local travel agent and book today. Newcastle Airport, official sponsors of the Eagles women's team.
So Hannah Robb's second triple of the game levels the game up at 22-22, and Luke Owen called the timeout for the Eagles. But it's kind of needed that timeout for me, if nothing else.
Well, it's a high-tempo game. It's very physical, and the referees are doing a fantastic job in only calling what is necessary to call. We've always said that's the way the game is called in Europe, and that is the way the game should be called here. We're getting that tonight. The players have got to take advantage of it. But both offences are stuttering a bit at the moment because they're pushing it hard on the transition, they're circulating the ball, and then suddenly people have wide open shots that they're not taking, and they're going on into a more difficult outcome.
So the Eagles come back out with Lucas, Daly, Mongomo, Wells and Marin, and it's Okudoga, Warren, Lewis, Fitzpatrick and Robb for the Gladiators.
Well, with 6:11 to go, we're always saying that basketball's a game of runs, and obviously Caledonia have just had a good one to tie this game, so you'd like to think that the Eagles will come out of this timeout, keep the ball moving, keep it flowing, and take those wide open shots or the good drives to the basket.
The Eagles are only 4 seconds on the shot clock, but Daly gets through the traffic and the left-handed lane. Spectacular play by Andrea Daly.
And the crowd gets an assist because they were calling out the time she had left for her.
Robin Lewis double-teamed. Okudogu. I will say Dogu, it's Dugga, Okudoga. She drove in well there, but she couldn't make the layup. That's a nice pass. Mongomo, she will hit Wells, but great defense by Hannah Robb. She rips the ball away, gives it to Lewis. Back to Warren. There's Warren's shot goes up, and there's her first points. The bank is open on a Sunday. Daly, what a great catch by Shanique Lucas, and what a great three-point shot by Mongomo. Gladiators had just gone in the lead with the Eagles three-pointer from Mongomo.
That was a good way to reply. That's what you got to do. If you're that wide open, you catch and shoot.
That was poor defense by the Eagles there. They allowed Warren just to walk. She's just that three-pointer maybe just warmed her up, and she drove the lane and laid it in with her left hand. Daly gives it to Wells. Back to Daly. She's going to attack the basket. The charge called very late, but I think correctly. Daly's second foul, only the Eagles' third as well. So it'll be Chloe Gaynor and Natalie Chernohoska coming on for her first minutes in an Eagles vest, having sorted her visa out. Alyssa Marin and Sarah Wells come on. Chernohoska, Dave, it is.
Yeah, well, these visas now applied to everybody, don't they, after we left the European Union?
Immediately on defense on Hannah Robb. Alex McIntosh is hounded out by the Eagles. Matilda Dominger comes back in. Robin Lewis comes out. That's a great shift by Robin Lewis, by the way. Particularly defensively.
Yeah, good defence there from the Eagles. They used a lot of zone principles there to keep them out of the middle.
Hodges back on as well. Warren going for another 3. Yep, she's no points in the first quarter, 8 points in this quarter, and we've only played.
That's a typical mistake players make when they close down. They close down, but they don't challenge the shooter.
Andrea Daly almost loses the handle, gets it back to Mongomo. Gladiators just up by 2. Mongomo going for 3, knocks another one down. Puts the Eagles back in front by a point. I think she's up to 16 points personal now. 13 points personal. And there's a reply again. Wow.
Suddenly everybody's wanting to get in on the scoring out.
Nice little pass by Lucas. Well taken by Chloe Gaynor. Hands off to Daly. They wanted an offensive foul. Foul is actually called an unsportsmanlike. I can see what happened there. She thought she was fouled, Anastasia Warren. Didn't get the foul call, and as she was on the ground, she made a grab, and it ended up being an unsportsmanlike call. That's actually Anastasia Warren's 3rd foul of the game, and she has to come out. Ella Doherty comes back in, and Daly gets uncontested free throws. The first one is short, hits the front rim.
I don't think there's any doubt about it at all. That can go down as pretty bad for the Caledonia. They're one of their best players. 3 fouls already. 3 minutes 05 to go. She's not going to play any part here, and she's got to be careful how she starts the second period.
Andrea Daly makes 1 of 2, and the Eagles will get the ball because it was an unsportsmanlike foul. And Lucas threw the ball away. Rob anticipated an easy layup. So from their own possession, they threw the ball away. Terrible turnover, and they're down by 2 again. Lucas almost turns it over again. Gives it to Gaynor. Not a lot of movement for the Eagles. Daly looks like she's going to use Chloe Gaynor. She did. She used her very well indeed. And is fouled by Tiara Hodges as she goes to the basket. Great use of the screen out there.
Daly's making sure Tiara Hodges knows as well. This is it, you know. Your coaches told you that pressure defence is the way to rattle this Eagles team, and they're sticking to it, but you know, it's costing them in terms of picking up fouls.
Daly to the line with 2. Makes the first. Looking to level the game. He makes it. Levels it all up. Good pressure by the Eagles. Oh, somebody missed an assignment there. I think that's a great call as well, by the way. Basket was good. Foul. Chloe Gaynor tried to make up the ground that somebody missed a defensive assignment, and
they missed it for, you know, they missed it because they were ball watching.
Yeah, and Doherty was underneath the basket, and she made the layup, and Chloe Gaynor, in trying to get back, pushed her in the back, so it's an extra 1, which would give, if she makes this, it would give Caledonia their biggest lead of the game so far. She doesn't make it though, and Andrea Daly takes the rebound. 2.5 minutes to go in this breathless first half. Daly to Montgomery. Back to Daly. Daly will shoot the 3. Daly can shoot the 3. And she tells Tiara Hodges about that one as well. Hodges slips inside. Gaynor takes her on. Daly on the perimeter with Dominger. She's going to attack the right hand side. Tries to flick the ball. It's deflected by Daly and picked up by Chernohoska.
Well, that was an easy pick up because that was a really, really high, slow lob pass.
I think it was possibly deflected as well. Daly thought about the 3, decides to go for the 2, misses it. And, well, Hannah Robb went in like a rocket then. Took girl and ball, but it's an Eagles ball at the end line. 14 seconds on the shot clock. 1:39 on the game clock. 36-35 on the scoreline. That's 1 point into the Eagles. And Daly gets it from Sarah Wells, attacks the basket again. This time Tara Hodges. Well, twice she missed it there, Daly, so Tara Hodges might give her a little bit back. Hannah Robb for 3 is good again. And that's going to be a timeout called by Luke Owen. And we will go to an advert. Okay, we're back, and 36-38, and Luke Owen calls the second timeout with Chloe Gaynor on the floor playing. Caledonia haven't called a single timeout.
No, that's unusual because she normally gets into them if they're not doing everything that she wants them to do, and you've got to credit both teams. They both come out with the idea that keeping up the pressure on defence is vital to one of these teams advancing into the semi-finals of the Betty Cardona Trophy. And in fairness to both teams, they haven't given up on the intensity on defence at all.
2 girls lighting it up at the moment. Hannah Robb, 11 points, 3 from 4 from 3-point range. And Maria Mongomo, 13 points and also 3 from 4 from 3-point range.
That's probably a season high for Maria, is it?
No, I think I can't quite remember, to be honest, Dave. I'd have to look that up. But I mean, she is averaging 11.5 points a game, so I would suggest that she must have, she must have one game where she's probably scored more. Shanique Lucas tried to bounce the ball off the feet of McIntosh. McIntosh took it all the way, comes back out. 3-point shot by Hannah Robb is no good this time. Mongomo takes the rebound. We're inside the last minute. Good intensity shown there, I thought, by Alex McIntosh. Alicia Marin. Oh yeah, well played by Alicia Marin. It was good defense by Alex McIntosh all the way, but a tough shot.
Just better offense.
Yeah, and she was fouled as well, so she'd go to the line for an extra 1.
Yeah.
Andrea Daly comes out. She's got 11 points and 5 rebounds so far.
Well, she's on 2 fouls, so I would think that the thinking there be with the coaching staff is we're not going to let her get to 3 in this first half.
Alex McIntosh comes out and Amanda O'Dogger comes back in. Marin with the extra 1 is no good. Rebound taken by O'Dogger. Hodges against Mongomo. Wells playing Chloe Gaynor cross, but 2 points was good by Fitzpatrick. Lucas is away to the races again. Wangomo possibly turned down a three there. She's now put it up and put it in. 4-5 for Luke Owen telling his side they've got a foul to give, but it doesn't matter anyway because the time expires. And what a half of basketball that was. 41-40, the Eagles lead. We need this 15 minutes just to recover, Dave.
Yeah, well, it's been frantic first half. Both teams set out to keep the pressure on the opposition. They've kept that up. So we're going to get down here. For 1 point in it, a lot of going to happen in terms of getting through to this semi-final is who's going to make good decisions in the second half.
We'll come back with that second half in about 10 or so minutes time, and we'll also have some stats for you. But at the moment, at half time here at the Virtue Arena, it's Newcastle Eagles 41, Caledonia Gladiators 40.
From basketball to cannonball. Take the plunge with over 300 slam dunk destinations to choose from this season. Visit newcastleairport.com or your local travel agent and book today. Newcastle Airport, official sponsors of the Eagles women's team.
Okay, welcome back for the second half of this crucial Betty Caledonia Trophy game. As we already said, the winners go to the final four or the semi-finals. Just give you some quick stats. The shooting percentages, as you would probably imagine, are pretty even, but definitely in a very different way. Eagles shooting at 45%, which is 28% from 2-point range and 75% from 3-point range, which is 6 of 8. The Caledonia Gladiators 44%, 50% inside, 35% outside, 5 of 14 from 3-point range. Rebounds, it's offensive 4, 15 defensive, 19 in total for the Eagles, 7 offensive and 10 defensive, 17 for the Gladiators. Assists, turnovers and steals is 6, 13 and 3 for the Eagles, so they've got 13 turnovers and only 6 assists. Gladiators have a 13 assists, 8 turnovers and 6 steals. Individual scorers, Maria Mongomo with 4 of 5 from 3-point range has got 16 points. Andrea Daly has 11 points and 5 rebounds, and Sarah Wells has 6 points and 4 rebounds. For Gladiators, it's Hannah Robb with 11 points, Anastasia Warren with 9 points, Tiara Hodges has 5 points, 5 rebounds and 3 assists, and Maura Fitzpatrick has 5 points. I think the other stat which I was going to pick up on, Dave, was points from turnovers, which Eagles have got 2 points from turnovers, Caledonia 13, and the bench points, Eagles 0 points from the bench, Caledonia 17 points.
Yeah, well, I'll link that 0 points from the bench for the Eagles. And if I would have been coaching this Caledonia team, I would have might have spent a couple of minutes talking about offensive, defensive things. I'd have spent a lot of time talking about why do we want to give the game to the Eagles. They've shot 15 from 19 from the free throw line. Caledonia 1 from 2.
Yeah.
The whole game is there, isn't it?
Yeah.
15 points from the charity stripe, and Caledonia have got 1. They've got to keep that pressure on without fouling.
So the starting five's coming out. It's Alyssa Marin, Maria Mongomo, Shanique Lucas, Andrea Daly and Sarah Wells, Matilda Dominger, Hannah Robb getting promoted in the starting five, Maura Fitzpatrick, Bryn Masakevich, who we didn't see after her 2 early fouls, she's back on. Tiara Hodges hasn't come back on, and Tiara Hodges has come on.
Yeah, I mean, the centre for Caledonia will have been a big discussion in both dressing rooms. In one, it would have been you've got to stay out of foul trouble. In the other, it's got to be let's put pressure on her. Let's get her out of this game.
Yes, Anastasia Warren, 9 points, and she's got 3 fouls. She's the one who Hannah Robb's coming in for in the starting five. Only 5 seconds left. Mongomo's going to have to put a hard shot up. She did well there, didn't she? And great rebound, Andrea Daly. And a putback. Mongomo did really well to get a shot off a toe, but Daly, what a great rebound and putback.
Fantastic rebound, but what about the left-hand reverse layup?
Yeah, absolutely. The Eagles just the 3-point gap. Masakevich inside to Hodges. She tries to lay it off. She's laid it off to herself in the end. Dominger thinking about the 3. Hassled by Lucas, and that's going to be a foul. Foul is by Shanique Lucas as Dominger went in.
That's one thing that would please me if I was on the Caledonia bench there, that they've decided to take it inside, try and draw fouls themselves, balance this up a little bit, and obviously straight away that's another Eagle picking a foul up.
Yeah.
9. They've only got 5 for the whole game.
And as you say, Caledonia only went to the free throw line 1 occasion for 2 shots. Already on the line now,
Yeah,
although she has missed the first one.
None for 3 is not good when you're not getting many, is it?
Makes the second though, so they're 2 for 4. And the Eagles put in 43-41. Shanique Lucas. I don't think Shanique Lucas has actually scored. McCann scored 3. Montgomery and Hodges trying to show strength. Hodges showed more.
I'm pleased with the refereeing there that he allowed that play to go on, but I find it difficult to believe that that was Caledonia's ball.
Yeah, I get your point. I was thinking as well, but it was, and they're now on offense.
If it was their ball, that can't go down with the stats as a block shot.
No. Hodges slipped by Daly there. Easy 2 points. So again, I'm not happy at all with that one.
Yeah, well, that's the point I made in the first half, isn't it? Their offense is most effective when they continue that wing-to-wing swing and take shots when they become available.
Sarah Wells trying to go, she has the ball ripped away from her by Fitzpatrick. Dominger picks it up. Hannah Robb for 3. This one's in and out. Masakevich though gets the rebound, misses the layup. Eagles wanting a foul on the centre. Will she get it across? Just gets it across. Andrea Daly. And then his offensive foul. Called on Sarah Wells.
It's probably about 15 fouls before one was actually called.
43-43.
I'm not complaining, it's adding to the enjoyment of the game.
Yeah, super game. Really a super game.
This is it, let the players decide the game.
Dobinger to Masakevich. He's now inside, gets a touch, but she can't get a hold of it.
Well, nice play, she reversed the ball, went off the back screen, but unfortunately the pass just wasn't pinpoint enough.
Real battling between all the guards here. Wow. Yeah.
That was poor defence by Anna Robb, let's be honest, because what she did, she put a bar arm across, didn't remove it. She's complaining that there was a swing from Alicia, Marin. But you don't foul somebody like that far from the basket.
Hands all over, but again, Lucas's pass didn't pick out Marin properly. Turnover again. Eagles suffering from turnovers.
So sometimes, it's all right having this great pace, but if you're making Eagles severely down on the turnover situation in the first half, they don't want to be so in the second half. What a move.
Yeah, typical Tierra Hodges, dancing around and spinning in the lane and getting free for 2 points. Andrea Daly will attack. That one. See, Masakevich, how she changed that shot completely, didn't she? Daly's shot came off the back iron and didn't go down. And if this goes in, it didn't. Marin gets the rebound. It would have been Caledonia's biggest lead of the game. Marin, meanwhile, comes the other way. It's going to be a foul on Matilda Dominger, on Marin. Marin's shown a lot of grit and determination, the way she's driving there. Wells inbounds to Marin. Bounces off, and again, ball is picked up. It's a Caledonia ball. Marin's finding it tough against this defense. Masakevich comes off. Oguduga comes on.
I think that's a situation.
Dominger comes off as well. Anastasia Warren's back in. 43-45. Never led by more than 2, Caledonia. Might lead by more than 2 now. Fitzpatrick comes through the crowd, can't make the shot.
Chantal's convinced that was a shooting foul, but can't have it both ways, can you? You can't have the referees allowing the game to flow like this and only blowing certain types of contact. You can't expect them to just change the rules for at this stage of the game.
And I think for me it was either, you know, a hit on the arm or the ball was deflected. Oh, Shanique Lewis, what a play, what a play.
That's the Lewis that played at Durham. Sees the driving lane, she takes it.
Ties the game up with 45. Montgomery on Hodges. Gives it to Fitzpatrick. She weaves in and out.
That was a great move by Fitzpatrick. She rode that switching defence well.
And she puts the three up and knocks it down.
That's one of the plays of the game for two reasons. The way she avoided the switching defence, and secondly, how quickly she took the wide open shot.
It's Caledonia's biggest lead of the night. 3 points, 48 to 45. Montgomery will put the three up at the other end. Misses it. 4 or 6 now, and that's a foul by Alyssa Marin on Warren, going for the loose ball. Eagles up to 3 fouls. Caledonia on 2. Marin went for the steal, didn't quite get there. Hodges, Warren, Montgomery on Warren. Nice crossover from Warren.
Yeah, that's switching defence at its best.
Sarah has almost got a hand in.
I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure why she's getting 2 shots when she didn't even attempt to put the ball up.
I guess, well, I was going to say I guess she was about to pick the ball up, but she didn't, you're right. But 2 shots and nobody's really disagreeing.
No.
So we'll take it. Maura Fitzpatrick goes to the line. Makes the first. First signs of danger really for the Eagles.
Well, it is, you're right. That's a good point, Jeff, because the danger now is that the Eagles are in the penalty, and it's going to be difficult to maintain this defence when you're in the penalty.
Cherna Hosker comes on for Sarah Wells. Robin Lewis comes on for Tierra Hodges. And once again, Caledonia going to a full press. Marin should have known that Lewis would be straight there. Hands all over. Marin looked a little bit frustrated with Lewis's close attention. Montgomery goes out. Daly, nice step. Marin will shoot the 3 and make the 3. That's how it lands him. Alyssa Marin drains the 3.
Inside outside game, brilliant. Tremendous drive and kick out. You love that play.
Great defense by the Eagles, but Fitzpatrick does well. A little bit of a mismatch and she took advantage of it.
Yeah, and with the defense swarming all over, that was an absolutely perfect pinpoint pass.
Daly trying to get isolated, does get isolated. Nice pass into the corner to Lucas. 3's no good. Great rebound by Alyssa Marin. Again, it has to be a foul, doesn't it, when they take if somebody comes down on top of them. I mean, I don't really know what Chantal's complaining about. Maybe it's early on the play because once she's taken that rebound, she's entitled to come down, but she just didn't. Maria Montgomery comes out, Chloe Gaynor goes in. Daly, 2-point shot is no good. Masakevich takes the rebound. Anastasia Warren turns the corner, steps back and doesn't make the long 2. Masakevich thought it was somebody in the corner.
She turned around the ball. She thought she was tapping it out to a shooter who should have been in the corner.
Eagles wave forward as Lucas goes over halfway. Told to get deeper. Cherna Hosker turns the corner, gives it to Marin. Marin turns the corner as well. good defense by Hannah Robert. That was a great step, and it's going to be a foul. A foul on the three-point shooter.
Well, Alyssa is used to shooting over taller players. She played Bucks against Loughborough. I don't know whether you know, they've signed a 6'5" player.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, they've got some other height as well. And she was just unbelievable at getting her shot off. And she has been tonight. Well, Fitzpatrick, they'll be pleased with her spell.
Yep.
No doubt coach will be using her again. But obviously they want to get Thierry Hodges back in the game, which is understandable.
So makes a second. Makes the third. 2 and 3. Brings it back to 2 points. I love the intensity that Robin Lewis shows on the court. Small in stature but big in heart.
Well, Lewis and Rob have been doing this, haven't they, for years for the Scottish team.
Hodges for 2 is good. He doesn't miss it very often from that kind of range.
She came here and it was a while, wasn't it, before we realised it wasn't just somebody who just scores around the basket. She could hit from outside as well.
Rob gets hands on that. Lewis gets hands on that as Marin tried to take it. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, wow, what a recovery from Shanique Lucas.
I think she was running the 100 there at about 10 seconds flat, which would have been a world record for a woman. But she was almost on the halfway line when they started the move.
Yeah, she got back fantastically, went deflected it out of play. As I say, just that little bit of a worry. Masikiewicz tries the 3, it hits the side of the basket, and Daly hustle step, stutter step, and gets her over halfway, gives it to Marin. Marin against Lewis. It's been a battle and a half. Lucas goes past Warren. 4 seconds on the shot clock, and the Eagles have chance to go up. Double dribble called, which is a real shame because the Hail Mary 3 went up and went in, but it was called a double dribble.
That was good refereeing to spot that.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that the Eagles agreed with it, but we are off back on their way. Eagles just about keeping themselves in the game. Masikiewicz will go inside. Massive 2 points.
Yeah, tough move. Tough move.
6 points to gap. Chernohoska, that was nice, but didn't make it. Dominger comes away with the rebound, and all of a sudden, the Eagles just needing a little bit of something. And Dominger steps out of bounds. She thought she was knocked out of bounds. So Chernohoska and Gaynor come out. Wells and Mongona back in. Foul call on Dominger, going in too early. Robin Lewis thought she got and there'll be 2 shots.
Yeah.
Robin Lewis thought she got the ball, and wasn't a foul, wasn't on Lewis, it was on Dominger, but Lewis was there as well, and she just said to the referees, is it a foul just because he touched the ball? Well, in this case, in the book it is. So, this Samarin going to the line to shoot 2.
Really don't want when you're in the penalty, you really don't want your players committing fouls that far from the basket.
Makes the first.
Eagles are not going to complain because Coach Gaynor will want that 6-point gap closed before the end of this quarter, and that's reduced it by 1, and that's reduced it by 2.
Lisa Moran in double figures now for the Eagles.
Yeah. Well, we praised her against Manchester, didn't we, for all the drive she gets to the basket in that final quarter, but she's also proved she's got an outside game as well.
I'll get that one. Thrown away by Matilda Dominger, trying to find Robin Lewis. Hannah Robb coming back in. Coming back in for Dominger. Chantal Handy not happy with Dominger. Andrea Daly, I thought she was coming out there, but she's just couldn't hit the ball. Yeah, nice play by Maren there. She decided not to dribble the ball. Andrea Daly worked it, well, she worked a nice position there to take the 3, but missed it, but she did work a nice position for it.
She did, and Montgomery as well.
Good
Really
ball.
worked, yeah, went after that offensive rebound and forced the defensive player into a drop. But it's great that the intensity hasn't gone out this game. They need to keep it going for 1 minute 8 seconds and the whole of the final quarter. And then we'll have a true semi-finalist on our hands.
8 seconds left on the shot clock. 52-56, 1 minute and 2 seconds left on the game clock. Third quarter, Virtue Arena, Caledonia Gladiators and Newcastle Eagles. Once again, well, she made separation there, but she couldn't get good separation. She made, but she couldn't make the basket.
She was looking, expecting her teammates to break and get open.
Well, that's thrown away again.
That's 2 really bad passes that they've executed in the last minute of play.
Left her out there though.
You know, that's just, both those passes have been made when there've been no pressure on the person with the ball at all. You've got to be able to pick out your teammates. You can't afford, when the game's this tight, you can't afford to have offenses that don't end up with a decent shot.
Masikiewicz takes the seat. Substitutions coming fast. Dominger's back in, Fitzpatrick back in. Eagles trusting the 5 that they started with. Montgomery, wow, what a play. Maria Montgomery. 2 points the difference.
Yeah. Caledonia won't be happy with that defence from the point of view that the help defence just stood and watched the laid in.
Wide open, Anastasia Warren. It's in and out. And that's tipped away by Montgomery. 11.4, so they can hold for 1 shot. One of those ones where if you get a shot, you've got to take it. If not, let's run the clock down. 11.4 it is. Almost. Montgomery almost got it in front of Hodges. Oh, there's a lovely pass. Hodges just slips inside. She does that so well, so easily. And that just makes it a 4-point game. It's an important basket, that one. Makes it 54-58 with 1 quarter left to go.
Well, you know, that 2 points there gives them a 4-point deficit. Still close going into the final quarter. But there'll be a little bit of concern on the Eagles side of how easily Thierry Option slipped the defence and got open under the basket. That'll be the first talking point in this, unless Coach Gaynor's addressing some offensive action. I think she's probably a little bit concerned that the players off the ball aren't working hard to get open for release passes.
So that was a 5-point quarter for the Gladiators. Obviously the one down at the half, 18-13, they took that. Individual scorers for the Eagles, Maria Montgomery has 18 points. Andrea Daly has 13 points and 7 rebounds. Alicia Marin has 12 points and 4 rebounds. For Caledonia, it's Tierra Hodges who now leads away with 13 points and 6 rebounds. And Maura Fitzpatrick has 12 points. And Hannah Robb hasn't added to her 11 from the first half, and Anastasia Warren hasn't added to her 9 from the first half. But all to play for, 10 minutes on the clock. almost feels as if both these teams deserve to go through.
Unfortunately, the nature of the game is no draw, can only be one winner.
Dave's asked me not to give the score of the Eagles men's game out, so I'm not going to.
Well, the stats from this game are getting interesting, Jeff. The Eagles' shooting percentage has dropped a little bit and Caledonia's has improved a little bit. But I'm looking at the assists. Caledonia now 19 assists against the Eagles 7. Eagles 19 turnovers against Caledonia's 12.
And when you read stats out like that, it's surprising that it's only a 4-point gap,
yep.
really. Daly turns Masikiewicz and is fouled. Is it going to be on Hannah and Rob, or is it on Masikiewicz? Yeah, it's on Hannah Rob. Her third, I believe. A little bit of, is it?
Well, I think she's saying who me because I just stood still, referee, but you stood still and then shuffled sideways.
The old shuffle standing still. Andrea Daly on the line for two. Makes the first. Caledonia with 3 players on 3 fouls. The Eagles with nobody on more than 2. It's the free throws that are keeping the Eagles alive. She's made 2 of 2 there.
Well, you know, they'll say they don't care how you win a game sometimes. You know, you can address issues in the coaching during the week, but today they've got to take it as it comes.
21 of 26 from the line, the Eagles. Warren, nice little jumper, is no good. Masikiewicz takes a good rebound. Back to Dominger. She thought about the 3, perhaps should have took it.
She should have taken it because she was so wide open.
That's going to be a foul on Andrea Daly. She's saying my hands were straight up, but she definitely moved into her.
I was a little bit concerned there when Thierry went down because she raised her right ankle off the ground as much as to say, oh, fell on her, stood on her foot, but no, she's fine.
She's fine,
yeah.
Hodges to the line for 2. It's funny, isn't it? I mean, Tierra Hodges was a massive, massive part of the Eagles for the last 2 seasons, and yet comes here, different uniform, kind of almost forget that she was an Eagle at once. So.
Yeah.
Knocks the free throw
and
down.
You've got Antoinette Lewis playing down at the Hatters.
2-2, she's usually pretty solid from the line, and she was there. Back up to a 4-point gap. Andrea Daly handles the ball a lot as well, doesn't she, Dave?
She's a good all-round player.
Yeah. Marin misses.
I like her a lot. You know, I really enjoyed the way she played against Manchester.
Masikiewicz for 3 is no good. Lucas gets a touch on it. Wells tidies it up. Nice screen by Mongomo. Not sure where Wells is going though. Nobody inside, she's saying. I've got nothing, she's saying. She's going to have to go herself.
She took that screen on and then didn't go all the way.
Oh, Andrea Daly missed the first one. Misses the second one.
Well, what credit to Hannah Robb there.
Yeah,
didn't give up on the defensive assignment at all.
Just, she's going to shoot the 3.
It's a Hannah Robb moment, but she doesn't make it.
Timeout called by the Newcastle Eagles, and we'll go to an advert.
24 still. So that's been a massive part of this game. And with this amount of time to go, they've got 3 players on 3 fouls, which is not really an emergency situation by any stretch of the imagination. But look how many fouls the Eagles have got to give if this gets tight at the end. Although I suppose the thing that really matters is, with 8:25 to go, both have only picked up 1 foul in this quarter.
It's actually 21 or 26 as well, Dave.
Just changed since the quarter, right?
Yeah, just has been 2. Andrea Daly knocked out 2 in the 4th. Sarah Wells from the corner. That's going to be... Oh, wow, Andrea Daly, how on earth did she get that ball? Knock out Mongomo for 3 is no good. It's just gone off the ball a little bit. Jump ball, and it's Caledonia's.
Well, that worked against Hannah Robb, didn't it, in the sense that she caught the ball, smothered it, which gave the Eagles player a chance to go for the jump ball. Luckily for Caledonia, it's still their arrow.
She's absolutely furious as well, Hannah Robb, as she walked down the court.
I know, she's probably furious with herself.
Well, possibly, but I think she's just as upset with the referee. She felt that she took that ball and it was illegally stripped from her.
Well, I'm sorry, but she's wrong, because she held the ball, she was looking for safety, and that gave the Eagles chance to get hands on the ball.
And she's in the other corner now and knocks down the 3, and she gives it to Alicia Marin.
I think she heard me, and she said to you, Mr. Commentator, you're all wrong about me.
She's a good player, very good player. As you say, she's been doing it for years.
Love the energy she plays with.
Alicia Marin to Mongomo. Eagles getting further and further down into the shot clock, and they're not making good shots now, and it's a 7-point gap, and here they come the Gladiators, very much so at the moment, very much on top of this moment in time. Dominjak setting it where she wants it. Warren inside. Masikiewicz can't make the layup though. Mongomo battles hard and gets the rebound. Sarah Wells brings the ball over halfway. Mongomo's going to drive. Once again can't make it. Thought she was fouled. Nothing given. 56-63, 6:30 to go. Just to tick over 6:30. It is 6:30 now. Masikiewicz makes the 2. She is powerful inside. Surprisingly, Caledonia are doing this without Tierra Hodges. It's more to do with the Eagles have just... The offense has just dried up. If they score here, it'll be the first double-digit lead of the game. And exactly probably the right time. Offensive foul by Masikiewicz. You know, it's funny, isn't it? I always think this is funny, Dave. When the referee blew the whistle, the only player that turned to look at him was Masikiewicz to say it wasn't a foul. How did she know it was on her in the first place?
I think she knew it was on her because she knew she'd moved on that screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but she's like sort of trying to profess innocence, and the foul hasn't even been called. Marin comes over halfway. Eagles really need a score and a stop. Sarah Wells will shoot the 3 and makes the 3. That's exactly what they needed. Gets it back to 6 points. Long time to go still. 5.5 minutes. Ooh, Mongomo almost got the steal off Hodges. Caledonia's ball movement been very good, but that's excellent defense by Shanique Lucas, and she's away. Takes it and off she goes. Nice pass to Mongomo. That's a foul by Hannah Robb. Block and foul. That's her 4th. Matilda Dominjak comes out. Robin Lewis goes in. Sarah Wells' shot been given as a 2, not a 3. Yeah, Rebound by Andrea Daly, and the foul underneath.
Well, that was bound to happen.
Is out of the game.
Yeah, that was bound to happen because they've just picked it up. They're just charging in on defence, and that's taking them closer and closer to the penalty. She had fouled out the game.
2 fouls in very quick succession.
Yeah, and the other thing I sense is changing here, Jeff, is that Caledonia is starting to get more advantage out of transition than the Eagles. Eagles first half clearly ruled it transition-wise. But I think Caledonia are sneaking more points.
Technical foul given on the coach. Lucas will take the free throw. Makes it. And now, with 5 minutes and 4 seconds to go, Caledonia, after only being on 1 foul, are now in the penalty. Eagles still only on 1 foul. Yep. Try and turn Lewis corner. She doesn't. That's been one of the highlights of the game for me, the battle between Marin and Lewis.
Well, it is, but you know, teammates have got to react when a player gets tied up like that. And the Eagles, some Eagles players should have been reading that, busting to get open to give her an outlet.
Anastasia Warren for 2 is in and out. Andrea Daly takes another rebound, and she's off to the races. Throws it out, Shanique Lucas for 3, knocks the 3 in. Crowd is up, Eagles are up 62-65, they put it right back to 3. Tiara Hodges looking in front of her. She thought about driving the lane but decided not to in the end. Fitzpatrick, that's superb play by Fitzpatrick, but she couldn't make the shot. But Masikiewicz got the rebound and laid it in.
Well, there's a decent crowd in. I'll tell you what, they're creating a tremendous atmosphere.
It's been a great game, one of the best games I've seen for a long time. Andrea Daly decided not to go all the way. Maria Mongomo might. Hodges all over her and gets the steal. Brilliant defense by Tiara Hodges. Anastasia Warren is away now. Caledonia just rode that storm there. The foul by Andrea Daly, that's okay.
There's just a little, I have a little point of concern here, Jeff, about this stage of the game. The ball movement suddenly gone out of the Eagles' offense, giving Caledonia the chance to keep that pressure on. The Eagles were moving the ball so well when they created that three-point shot there for Lucas. But just then, they just held the ball in that one position.
There's a 4th foul as well on Andrea Daly. Hodges, that's bread and butter for Hodges, but she's missed it. Mongomo takes the rebound.
Bread and butter, but somebody kept pressure on the ball.
Sarah brings it up. Just decides not to go to Lucas. Dancing and spinning. And that's great defense by Anastasia Warren. That's really great.
Yeah,
defense.
But what did I say just before this? The last few offences, the Eagles have not moved the ball at all.
No,
they're dribbling it to a place, hoping for teammates to get open, and it's just not happening. That gives Caledonia the chance to tie them up. And when there's a 5-point down in the Women's League with only 3 to go, you're starting to get a little bit concerned if they're not going to keep going.
Andrea Daly had to put the 3-point shot up, didn't go. Caledonia come away with it. That's Andrea Daly out of the game. The one foul they didn't want. Scored 15 points and 10 rebounds, but 5 fouls. That's a big miss for the Eagles for the last 3 minutes. He's got 5 fouls, the Eagles have only got 12. Matilda Dominger. She's very reluctant to shoot the 3. 4 seconds left on the clock. Comes back out. Fitzpatrick has to shoot the 3. She does. Tiara Hodges almost gets the rebound, but she gets enough of it to get the ball back to Warren. I think the Eagles may be about to call a timeout if Caledonia score here. But the Eagles have come away with the steal. And then Hodges, she accepts that straight away. And she comes with a foul. I think the Eagles were going to call a timeout there. But now that Caledonia in the penalty, it'll be Sarah Wells going to the other end.
Well, from the point of view, the good thing for Caledonia is that's Cherry Hodges only a second foul.
Sarah Wells makes another one. Of 8 from the line from Sarah Wells.
Very composed, 2 valuable points there. Takes the deficit back to 3. Now what they need here is stop. No fouls, because then you're in the penalty.
Masikiewicz bounce pass to Hodges. Hodges kicks it back out. Dominger does take the 3 this time and knocks it down. Huge basket from Matilda Dominger. Somebody who probably should shoot the 3 more often. Mongomo, who will also shoot the 3, hers is off. Shanique Lucas almost got the rebound, but Tiara Hodges' hustle knocks the ball off the backboard, and she is able to pick it up. Anastasia Warren drives to the basket, lovely drive, but she can't make the shot. Sarah Wells knocks it dead. 6 points, 1:32. You've got 2 timeouts left.
I think Caledonia were considering calling one then, but I think they made their minds up not to. Why give the Eagles a chance?
Yeah, Chantel hasn't called a timeout in the whole game.
Great tactic.
Well, it's 6 points in front, so
Reduces the Eagles' timeouts by 3. Well, 5 actually.
Yeah. Dominger, Warren for 3, that's off. Well read by Mongomo. Oh, how did she get through there? Probably because she travelled. Sarah Wells for 3 is no good. Shanique Lucas can't reach the loose shot.
Yeah, you haven't mentioned the names of Dominger too many times tonight, but she's playing a really significant part in this
in the last
phase
2 minutes she has, definitely.
Yeah.
And she's only got 6 points.
Yeah, well, she's got 6 points, but tell you what, she's brought a lot of control to this game. And there she is again, getting free, drawn the foul.
Lucas, that puts the Eagles in the penalty.
Yeah.
It's only 1:01 to go and 6 points a gap. Caledonia not quite comfortable enough yet, but they're getting there.
Well, that's the last one they can give, because the next time they're in the penalty, and the only time they give it is if we get a tight situation at the end.
Warren steps in. Masikiewicz, that's 2 points on the roll, and Luke Owen has to call a timeout because it's an 8-point gap and we're inside the last minute. Not quite over yet, but I think Caledonia's work in the last couple of minutes has been very, very good. we're back. 53.2 to go, down by 8. Not quite a miracle needed, but it's going to be a big ask from here.
Well, massive effort now needed from the Eagles. If Caledonia do hold on to this, there was a point where I think they were disappointed when Hannah Robb fouled out, but Domich has come in and just created just the same sort of impact on the game.
Mongomo has to put the 3 up and makes the 3.
Wow.
And Chantel Handy finally calls her first time out of the game, and we'll go to an advert. Okay, so we've now, well, we were 53.2, we're now 42.7, and it's 67-72. So the Eagles have got 3 points back, but they haven't got the ball here.
Well, a stop here is fairly important, and obviously maybe getting Mongomo another open shot. She can hit these shots even when people are guarding her.
Yeah, she's 5 and 9.
That was a tough shot, but she took it with ease.
5 and 9 she is from.
I mean, the first principle here is, can we get a steal, get away on transition?
Not surprisingly, Chantel Handy decides not to advance the ball. She wants the full 24 seconds. Dowinger gets it over halfway, guarded by Marin, who gives it to Warren. Eagles obviously can't go for the foul because they don't want to give 2 shots up. I think that's what kind of Caledonia are hoping for. Hodges though has got the ball now. Masikiewicz puts it up, puts it wide.
Well,
they got the stop.
They didn't
took
get
a long
the
time
shot
to get
off,
the stop.
Yeah, no matter how you get the stop, they got the stop.
Masikiewicz comes out. The defensive little buzz that is Robin Lewis is on. Probably looking to try and deny the inbound.
Well, you can see the way they've lined up.
Referee.
Warren's not even looking at the inbound pass, she wants the trap. She wants to trap the Eagles point guard. You know, Marin really needs to get open. I think Gaynor might just set a screen for her. Yeah, there we go. But Marin's taken off. That's Lucas with the ball. That's a really good move. It's good because the easiest player to get open in that situation is the person who inbounds the ball.
But what a steal. What a steal by Tierra Hodges. What a steal. And the foul is on Maria Mongomo. Mongomo was trying to get free to shoot. And Hodges knew that and came up big with a big steal. And that might well be all she wrote. 5 points, 9.5, and Tierra Hodges going to the line to shoot 2. She leads the Gladiators, the captain, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Could go to 17 points here. She's 3 of 3 from the line. Make that 4 of 4. 5 and 5. Timeout is called by the Eagles.
Pressure, no pressure on me, Terry says.
From basketball to cannonball. Take the plunge with over 300 slam dunk destinations to choose from this season. Visit newcastleairport.com or your local travel agent and book today. Newcastle Airport, official sponsors of the Eagles women's team.
Okay, so, well, it's 7 points, and looking by the number of people who are heading for the exit, Dave, they've decided that Caledonia have won.
Well, it's a miracle, isn't it, if they're going to pull it out of this. I mean, what it is, they've got the ball here, they'll advance it to the front court. They want a quick three and a quick foul. It's that simple. If it does span out this way, then, you know, I was really impressed with the way Rob was playing this game. Obviously, Terry Hodges had a big game. She looks as though she might be limping a little bit because she took a heavy fall there. But Dominica came in, I thought was really under control.
She won the premier point guards in the league. There's no doubt at all that the French girl. And as I say, she was excellent in the trophy final last year. Looks like she's going to have a chance to get back to another trophy final. Eagles need probably a quick three and a stop, don't they? But
quick three and a foul. And they've
gone
gone to the right person to take it.
And it's just from miles downtown, she shot it, and that'll be all she wrote. Yeah, and it is all she wrote. I think that's a fantastic effort by the Eagles when you consider they didn't have Jada Depar, who's a big part of them.
Yeah.
And they matched Caledonia pretty much all the way, but Caledonia's depth probably just told me.
Just had that little bit more composure in when it mattered the most in the middle of that final quarter. But both teams gave absolutely everything. Really good. It was a cup tie, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It might be the trophy, and obviously now Caledonia joined Sheffield Hatters from the north. I'm not sure. Is it Auckland and Essex from the south?
I think so, yeah. It's definitely Auckland's.
Yeah, and I think the ladies, Eagles women's team, I think they're looking forward to London.
Yeah, London's the next game.
Next game, sometime early November-ish.
Yeah. But for Dave and myself, we will be back on Tuesday night, Dave, and we've got the European North Basketball League game here at the arena. Newcastle Eagles versus Zyski Warsaw from Poland. Dave and I will be on commentary for that one, so join us at 7:30 on Tuesday night, and we will be back for the next Eagles home game as well, to bring you more coverage of the Super League basketball women's game. But for tonight, that was an excellent road win for the Caledonia Gladiators, 74-67. They advanced to the Final Four. Tough on the Eagles, but a really good game of basketball.
Excellent, yeah.